morning, come ahead and join me as I cook. But welcome to Sea Sparkles Corner. I'm going to make a breakfast Sea Sparkle style with a little bit of a twist. So let's get going. As you know, I love to use butter spray. So I'm spraying the pan. And I'm spraying this pan here. And I'm spraying that pan for future use. Alright, now we need to cook some vegetable oil. Pour some vegetable oil in here and let's get that heating up. About 2-3 tablespoons. Okay. And we need some cheese. Almost forgot the cheese. Okay, let's get the cheese going. Gotta open the bag. Cut the bag for that. Now I'm going to start that on this pan here, and that other pan there is going to be for sauteing. Oops. Fell down. Alright, pick your favorite cheese, but make it shredded. We're going to put like a bottom of layer on the cheese. We want the cheese to melt in here. So we're going to spread it across here. And toast will go nice with this, but we're going to make this. You've got to get a layer of cheese on here, and you don't want to cook it too high. You want to heat it at 3. So put approximately 4 ounces of cheese on the bottom, letting that cook at 3. Now, get your favorite onion or get a broiler onion. And we're going to start sauteing the onions is for the other pan. Now I'm using the broiler onions I bought the other day because they were just so cute. So if you take a big one, just take a quarter of an onion. There. I'm just getting all this excess skin off of it, and let's chop boiled onion. Also, you're going to need 2 potatoes. You want to make this kind of small. You want to caramelize your onions. I missed that little bit of skin. There we go. Okay, here's 1 onion. And let's get a potato. And you want to slice your potatoes kind of small too. Just like you did your onions. I'm cooking that on 5. Okay, I'm gonna, whoops, 2 missed the pan. Okay, I'm gonna cook a second broiler onion. Good at the second broiler onion. Alright. Remember, we're cutting everything kind of small. So that kind of makes it good. And those of you who remember from another video that I found these unusual boiler onions at Publix. which I had never noticed them before. So I decided, well, they were so cute, I just, instead of buying the bigger ones, I just bought a smaller one. Alright. Now we gotta put some more olive oil, some more vegetable oil in it. Now, here we go. Learning about my spice rag. I got so many damn spices on it. They can get separated. I found the salt. I'm trying to find the pepper. Well, season with salt and pepper, I don't know where the pepper went to. Okay, let's get a pinch of salt. I'm using seasoned salt, but 3 pinches of seasoned salt. But feel free to use your favorite salt. To our pepper. Okay, and some basil for green. I want some basil to give it that basil flavor. See how that makes it look? 3 pinches of basil. Alright, I'm turning that down to 2. I don't want that to go too fast. So we have salt, pepper, and basil. Otherwise we caramelize this. I know what happened to our pepper. And I'm cooking that on 5. We want to caramelize the onions and we want to cook these potatoes pretty darn well all the way. What happened? See, so we've got this cooking here. And then we've got this heating here. I turned this down to 2 because I want to get this done. But this takes less time than this until we get all these potatoes cooked. And the onions. Now if you want to add some scallions instead of the onions, if you want to add like a boil of onions and a couple of scallions for green, go ahead. With your salt and your pepper and your basil and your onions. Or if you want to add like a red onion, part of a red onion, white onion, to give it more color, you know, feel free to. But the important thing is the onions and the basil. The important thing is to add the basil and the salt and pepper and the onions That's going to flavor these potatoes more before the potatoes go into this pan over here. So that's going to be our next phase. And this is enough to make multiple of these, and you're going to see why in a minute. But you just get this all in a larger pan until you heat up until your potatoes kind of done. We get a fork so we can fork test them. We don't want to go to the next phase until the potatoes are done. Which this is going to be part of a super yummy breakfast. Okay, when these are fork done, then they're ready to go to there, and these are not. But you're going to use this entire 8 ounces of cheese on this recipe. So, oh, you're also going to need a plate, and I'm going to show you why we're going to need a plate in a little bit. Because we're going to have to flip that, and you don't want to flip that until it's kind of done. And it's not yet. This is going to be done, and they're going to see a little bit. See, the onions are starting to get clear. Some of the onions are starting to caramelize, and so are the potatoes. Now, if you want to peel your potatoes, go ahead, but I always wash my potatoes, dry my potatoes, and I like to leave my skin literally on the potatoes. Because I think that's where most of the vitamins are. At least that's what I've heard many times over, and so I believe I don't want to lose the nutrients, so I always leave the skins on. Okay, now you can see that's turned brown, and so these are ready for caramelization. So we're going to put these right over on top of that. See how that moves around? That's just what we want. Now we're going to put a layer of our potatoes. We want to make sure it kind of gets in the middle of this. Okay, kind of single layer it. Alright, make sure that's there. And now we're going to take some more of your favorite. Feel free to use your favorite cheese, but I'm always, this is called Pizza Blend Shreds. And then we're going to add this right over the potatoes. There you go. We're going to let that heat. We're going to let that cook down kind of slow on too. And so we're going to turn this off because we've got enough of this for another one. So we're going to make a second one in here. Oh, by the way, we're going to make one with cheddar style shreds. Make sure, okay, we're going to turn this onto 3. When you're doing this, make sure you use a non-stick pan. The trick to this is a non-stick pan. If you use a pan that's not non-stick, You're not gonna be able to do this. Trust me on this. This is supposed to be non-stick. That's definitely non-stick, so. I'm using 4 ounces. This is a cheddar. I'm doing one with cheddar. And that's with mozzarella. Okay. I need to get spatula coming out. The trick to this recipe is the use of the right pan. And I did butter spray both the pans just to be on the safe side. And you don't want to do this until, see how that's being done? Now I'm going to help you. I'm going to show you how to do this, okay? Take your plate, take your pan, turn it like this. There you go. See? Now you're going to heat up the other side. See how good of a trick that is? And you see, if you remember, I started this one later so you could see. When I started with this, you don't use, make sure you only use shredded cheese to do this. Okay? Because when you start with this, the cheese, see? When it's not cooked all the way, you can't kind of shake it. Okay, so I'm gonna move these onto a bigger burner so it heats better. Rear on 3. See, when it's earlier, you see how the cheese can't move? That means it's not done. But when you can have that move, that means it's done. See, you want this golden brown on top here. And so that's what it is. See, and don't push down on it because then it's going to spread out. You see that's still cooking? And everything. Do you see the difference in the steps? You're doing this one and this. For first step, you're doing both these together. Whether it's with mozzarella cheese or cheddar cheese, it doesn't make any difference as long as it's the shredded. Then you have these. When these are done, they go into that. Okay, I'm being very gentle with it. That's not done. Okay, now I need to cook this, put this up to 3 to cook it some more. And this is on 3, getting this heated up. And I'm just hoping this pan still, this pan is new and definitely has non-stick on it. This one is older, so I'm hoping the non-stick is still good. This is an older non-stick pan, so I'm crossing my fingers on that. But this is definitely non-stick. And how you cut it and how you serve it. Okay, now this essentially could be good for a whole meal, alright? But I pulled out the eggs. If you want to like scramble some eggs and then put a blob of scrambled eggs on top for decoration, you can do that. Now I'm going to do that for this decoration. And so I'm going to get, don't buy this pan, people. You see this? This, the one you push the button and turn isn't any good. You see after a while the handle don't stick. Don't buy that pan. Okay, here we go. I'm blind with the butter spray here. Alright, so I'm going to scramble up some eggs to show you how you can kind of do that. Is one of the things we're doing. Or if you just want to fry an egg and put it on there. Because I'm going to just do this one, then we're going to taste test it. Okay. All right. Okay. See? This is all done. Okay? You see how that's just the liquid from the butter spray, which is all done. Now, we're going to show it without the scramble of eggs, and I'm going to show it with the scramble of the eggs. I'm just going to go to the front, turn that off, turn that on 7, just to get this egg scrambled. Okay. Now, how you cut it is, I'm using the same knife I cooked with before. You cut it like, if you want to give half a portion to a person. If you just want to leave a whole portion, you can. Okay. See? Yep. Alright, I just quickly scrambled up one egg to show how you can do this for a breakfast. And just for a decoration a bit, we're going to put an egg on top of one. And put an egg on top of the other. Oh, you see how bad this pan is? I nearly got burnt. Alright, I'm going to let David taste test it, then I'm going to taste test it. There it looks. You got 2 portions. Get Chris out. See, one makes 2 portions. Or if you want smaller portions, cut it in 4s.
There we go. I can see it better.
Alright, see, that's how it looks. See, that's how it looks. There we go.
That was my goal, is to make sure you can see inside this thing.
Yep.
Now, I'm going to... There. Get a bit aggressive with it. Blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Alright. I'm going to try the portion here. Yes, I am.
It's kind of hot because it just came off the stove.
This is very interesting. I've never tasted anything like this before.
I just invented it this morning. And see, there it is. Take Chris's. He's gonna get up and eat.
Mine.
I'm making another one. He needs to get up. He's got to go for work. And there it is. There you have it.
Hey, Chris. What'd you do, man? Did you call for bedside service? Here's some food.
And there it is. He's just taking Chris his breakfast. And so I'm going to taste test it too. If you want some toast with it, feel some toast. Oh gosh, it's good. And there it is. That's so good. And as always, the fun never ends in seasparkles Corner. Feel free to share, feel free to subscribe, make some toast with it on the side if you like. And there you have it, a new, unique, and delicious breakfast. See how that looks? And it's just so delicious. And we love you. Feel free to share, feel free to subscribe, and I'm gonna have to do some thinking on what to call this, but you never can tell what I'm going to come up with, or David's going to come up with, or Chris is going to come up with next. Hugs and kisses from my family to yours. Feel free to share. Feel free to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.